Welcome to Sheni V'Chamishi. We're here at our makeshift Chabad house here in Tokyo, Japan, right in the center, Shibuya. It's a more Hamish place. We don't try to, if you're from, we don't try to push any stuff on you, Lubavitch, whatever. If you're not from, we don't try to push tefillin on you or anything. You come, get a coffee, wash your hands. We do service for you. Whatever you want, whatever you need, we're here to help. Somebody called me and the hashtags Instagram, they find me in a second. And he's like, could you come over, could you check the mezuzahs on they have this mansion, some rich Jews from New York, So I said, look, this is a Chesky type of Chabad house. This is for poor people. We don't come to you, you come to us. We don't come checking your mezuzahs. You call David Mendelbaum. But then I thought, wait a minute. This might be interesting. So I went, wasn't far. I took a bike and beautiful mezuzah on the house. And we play videos with the Rebbe over there on the back screen there. Just like the Chabad houses in India. People come, they do what they need to do, and then the from people in New York think that this is some religious organization. Anyway, and I got the inside of it, and it was really amazing. I'm finally going to open this up. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha. Ooh, the bottom is the best. Martin Charno. Okay, so not like I'm making this up. It's got a name on it. I don't know if the focus is going to catch that. Let's see if the focus is going to be nice to this. So that's what they write in their mezuzah, the people, simple people. Okay, I think you're going to catch that. So anyway, that's a nice story. And I thought, why would someone even do that? Why would someone write a mezuzah? Either you have a mezuzah, which everyone knows is a parchment that you buy from a guy who writes it with ink, or you don't have one at all, and then you just put on, you just have a mezuzah hanging on the door. And interestingly, some people really have it naturally. It comes to them that the way they understand and observe the mitzvahs is natural. Sorry, I'm trying to schmooze while I get this focus to come in. So that's what it said, and then he wrote the V'ahavta, literally probably copied it. He didn't have any good way to write. He didn't know how to write. He wrote it in his own way, copying word for word, literally. So it doesn't seem like he knew how to write Hebrew. But this is really sweet, and it's got a name on the thing, so I could actually know who wrote it. Curious about a country like Japan, where there were native Japanese who observed Judaism. They, got a tallis and did things their way. Obviously, they weren't Haredi Jews like the way we think of it in big cities like Borough Park and Flatbush, or big cities like Manhattan, where people do it their way, which is very different. That's how, for the first time, a boy in Lakewood or Brooklyn can see what it's like to be Jewish outside of what they consider to be frum. And for the first time, it's in the form of Ivanka Trump, which is people have to literally come to see and learn about this reality, which was for a long time people tried to cover it up. This is another nice mezuzah which I love. It's a Hanukkah style mezuzah. It's got nothing in it, but it's like a little oil lamp, and it's very interestingly, why this design is special is because the reason why people in Japan have an attachment to their old religion in Shintoism is the main best reason is because it links them to the ancient past of Japan. The modern toilets and the efficient cars and all this great stuff of technology and medicine doesn't really link them to the past. And it shouldn't. But the whole, with the priests doing these ceremonial things, is something that gives them a connection to the past. As I asked the Lubavitcher scientist on Talucha in Crown Heights when we walked to Hechtshul in Park Slope on Simchas Torah, I asked him, why are you frum? He must have a good reason. Usually people who are scientists who are using their mind throughout their life usually think things through, or at least their answers would be a lot different than the one you'll get on the street. And he answered that this is my heritage, my tradition, something that responsibility and a duty to carry out. So it wasn't about making wars or having a terrible life based on nonsense, but it was just tradition. You observe rituals and holidays. This is another one, tiny mezuzah, you can't really fit anything in. But that really touched me, the one with the boy writing the message on a piece of paper. And then you have two mezuzahs which I think are from Israel. They look like they're kosher. I'm going to check them and see what the story is. Oh, I forgot my yechi amike. They were not like officially a yechi Chabad house or a official or a mushroom Chabad house. Even though the Rebbe said every yid is a shliach, he didn't mean every yid's a mushroom. He meant everybody could be a cheski. You just have to do acts of goodness and kindness, which is what we do. You come, you could always have a beer. I put a lot of beer in the fridge. You could always hop it on. Just make sure to keep clean and don't make a chil Hashem. Even if you're not Jewish, it's also a chil Hashem because you're coming from the West, and the West believes in the Hebrew God Yahweh and Jesus, and these people don't know anything about that in Japan, so it's still a chil Hashem. Even if you're a guy. I saw a guy crossing the street. Everybody waits nicely, and he just jumped on to the like a New York City style. And I looked at my limousine, and I said, "You're making a chil Hashem. These people are looking at you, and you're from the West. And how do they know the difference between? It's the same God for them. So you have to be careful." So, quick story. Hanukkah, this is a really good story. Hanukkah, I'm at a party, a Chabad party. It's YJP. It's very nice the way people come. And I saw very positive. People were very happy to be there. It was one boy who was Israeli. He was so happy to be at a Jewish party. He was so excited. There was a half Japanese Jewish girl there in line, and he asked her, "Are you Jewish?" Like he meant to ask them not in an inquisitive way about their legitimacy. He meant like, "Are you guys Jews? Because I'm dying to see Jews." So he was so excited, and I went in, and then there was this young shliach, and it was 3-4 shluchim there trying to do mivtzayim, it's really what it's about. It's how it was back in the chafs. You would go to these secular Jewish parties, and you would reach out and try to give them your form of, add your meaning to life if you have any. So, or make sure people observe the mitzvahs correctly, and light the menorah and so on. So this young guy says he saw my channel, and he's actually a cousin of my sister-in-law, so mishpucha, So he says to me, I asked him, so Nusi, so I didn't know if he really watched it, if he understood it, if he's thinking logically, and he said, I just came to say hello. I feel I want to help you, or I feel bad for you. I'm not sure exactly the words, and I'd rather remember it precise. If it was like, I feel bad for you, or if I want to help you, or something like that. So I asked, help with what? And he said, immediately he became quiet. He was like, and said nothing. And then I looked at that, and I was like, how many years have you been thinking this way? Because he thought of it, and he said, you want to help? Help with what? It's working. The Rebbe's brachas. It's working. Business. Okay, I'll catch you later.